Thank you very much for watching this video. I want to introduce you Paypolitan, which is like a mix between Apple Pay and MetaMask, and Mr. Nils Tharandt, who is the founder of Paypolitan. Welcome to Bitcoin Bucharest 2022. Can't wait to see what Paypolitan is about.
Bună ziua tuturor. I'm going to speak in English because even so my IT is in Romania for almost 14 years, my Romanian is still basic, but I'm working on that. By the way, my name is Tharandt Ortiz, but it doesn't matter. I'm a lazy person, so that's why I had the product video, so I don't have to speak too much. Let me introduce myself quickly to the audience. I'm a French lawyer. I discovered blockchain 10 years ago already. At that time I had another venture. We were about to sell to Bertelsmann, and my associate said, Nils, we have to buy Bitcoin. I said, what? And then see, I have a seat, explain it. And he explained it to me, and I didn't get it. You know what the price of Bitcoin in January 2012? How much? Yes, how much? He bought for 50 euros. He bought 10 Bitcoins, $6 this price. Yes, and he sold his Bitcoins at $17,000. I invited him for lunch for 50 euros. But nevertheless, I started to be active in blockchain 5 years ago. And so I would like to speak about Paypolitan today. It's a payment app, as Adrian said already. It's half Apple Pay, half MetaMask. We are approaching 200,000 users now. We started last year in May, so I think it's a good growth rate we have so far. And we wanted to bring Paypolitan to the next level, but this I'm going to tell you now in the presentation. I'm going to focus today a bit on the challenge of DeFi payments and loans versus traditional banking, because I hear very often at those conferences, heaven on earth, but that's not true, that's bullshit. Blockchain is opening opportunities, but blockchain is by far not solving everything. You're going to see it when we speak about gas fees, because this is a real hurdle, especially if you work with Ethereum as we do. Ethereum for me is a bit the Microsoft of the blockchain. There are loads of blockchains out of there, but who is using them? What is a blockchain worth with 10,000 people in there? I want to have 1 million people, so mass adoptions. So then let's start. Quickly, the product, it's an app. We're not custodian. You simply add your existing wallets or bank accounts to the app. Why do we do that? That is for a very simple reason. I have a small operator in France. We do micropayments. And I did many projects with all the French operators for the past 20 years. And it is really hard to get people to a new operator when it comes to money. Orange is the biggest French mobile carrier. They bought a bank. They wanted to become a bank because all the mobile carriers in France, they don't make money anymore. So now it's Orange Bank. After almost 2 years, how many customers they did have? 200,000. And they put hundreds of millions of euros into marketing. We put also a million amount, but not hundreds of million, and we also end up with the same amount of users. That is very simple, because our users, they keep at least the money, the bank account money, in their existing bank account. If you're in Romania, you're with Raiffeisen Bank, you stay with Raiffeisen. So what we do simply is we initiate the payment from your existing bank account. That makes it much easier to attract new customers, because whenever I hear the name Paypolitan as a user, never heard of. And when it comes to money, I'm a bit reluctant, so I would not trust anyone, especially in blockchain. There are too many scammers. So, but if I know, okay, the money stays in my bank account, also the token can stay in my wallets. I simply connect them to the app. That's a different token. Apart that, we are implementing right now and launching it now in July, crypto loans. Because peer-to-peer loans, that is not something new, and that is a very, very huge market. A traditional bank has actually two roles, and I'm very happy that we are today in the Mamrosh Blanc Bank building. This is a bank that started, you did this in Romanian this morning, but as far as I understood with my pidgin Romanian, it was founded in 1848, is this correct? And actually, for the little anecdote, I found out that my great-grandfather, who also had a bank, was a small Central European bank called Maron and Ponti, and they were working with this bank actually together 100 years ago. They also crashed in the 30s during the global crisis. And a bank has two roles: keep the money you give them in the saving account, and secondly, easy, granting credit. And we all are affected by that. Who did use his credit card in the past 7 days? The audience. Who used the credit card in the past 7 days? You didn't? How did you pay? Cash?
I use a card connected to my debit account, but not credit.
Okay, a debit card then.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, all of us, we are in touch with credit every week in financial transactions. So only very few pay directly. But let's say we are a privileged class here. 1.7 billion people are unbanked. They have no credit card, they have no banking card, they have no nothing. And when I made research for this presentation, I found out that there are almost 23 billion credit and debit cards out there. So it means like every citizen on this earth has at least an average of 3 cards. Myself, I have, I think, 10 cards, from professional cards and personal cards. I don't even know how many I do have. And then it comes to P2P lending. So why the banks are no longer serving this sector? I mean, 150 billion of dollars per year in P2P lending. That might get to 800 billion in a few years, so something went wrong. What happened to the traditional banks? We see this also with the neobanks, like Revolut, N26. They have a tremendous growth. They're the only banks actually in the traditional sector who still have growth. Why that? Because obviously the traditional banks are simply not satisfying. And when I go to my banks, I have to be honest, except maybe one bank in Switzerland, none of them really understood what is going on. And when I speak about crypto, most of the banks today, they looked, oh no, that is not possible, we don't do that. Or whenever I sent money from my Kraken account to my traditional bank account, they immediately get a phone call, where those funds are coming from, have to prove. So there is a big misunderstanding of traditional banks regarding what the market is like. And banks, I would say, they always react like 10 years later, traditional banks, I would say. And that is where the P2P lending is coming in. So P2P, it's very old. It's even older than the banks. Before the banks arose, like maybe thousands of years ago, people simply were lending, okay, I give you this, and then I take this. But the problem with lending and the crypto field is, what is the guarantee I will get? Because when I'm lending you money, I want to make sure I will get first the money back I gave you, or the cryptos, plus of course an interest rate. because I don't do this as a charity. I do it because I want to make profit. So, how do we do this? We put a smart contract on the collateral. So we have at least we have 15 cryptocurrency, but Victor, I think right now we have 17, right? Or 16? What about Luna? We kicked him out. Couldn't foresee Luna. Who of you invested into Luna? Who has Luna still? No one? How much?
I bought after the crack.
Yeah, I thought I bought after. I bought 50,000. I bought at 1.6 and I looked up in crack. I bought it for $1,000 and now it's $400. So no, it's $4 something, even less. So anyhow, but this is also a problem we have in actually with crypto loans. Is the high volatility. I mean, Luna, this is a special case that is a total write-off for me. And yeah, what do you do if I lend you like Ether and today it's this morning was 1,900, but if I had to give it back to you 2 days before, how much was it? Ether 1,760. Even it went down to 1,734. So there has to be a mechanism, of course, that we consider the volatility. So you, in order to get a crypto loan, you have to have a collateral. For instance, our EPAN token is one of the collaterals, or whatever the currency is, you have to have some deposit. And if you don't pay back, so there you have 4 terms of the loan, you can set yourself, okay, I will pay back the first part after 30 days, first part after 90 days or 100 days, whatever. You set yourself the period. And you get actually the loan then from a crypto pool where liquidity providers versus an interesting APY provide cryptocurrencies as a loan for to this pool. But if you don't pay it back at date X, then the smart contract is simply executing and keeps those cryptos you put as a collateral, as a guarantee. A part of high volatility, we have also the problem with the gas fees. When Luna collapsed, I sent to a test wallet, I think how much, Victor, this was? I think like $15. You know how much gas fees I paid on Ethereum network? Guess?
60?
60?
100.
100? I will tell you 138. So for $15, it's not really a business case. And when we speak about the unbanked and praising that crypto is the source of wellness for everyone, that is simply not true. Because the micropayments, microcredits can, as of today, with the price scheme we have for cryptos and transaction fees, it cannot be served. In some moments, Ethereum network, I have gas fees of $3, $4, $5, $6. But in other moments of high traffic, and we always see it in the US, when people then start trading, you can immediately see, according to the gas fees, and we even have a calendar of gas fees, so eternally we have this. But for everyday users, you don't make the payment whenever the gas fees are low. You want to make the payment in that moment, right? So when I go to a shop, I go to Mega, I want to buy a Bounty or I want to buy a Mars, I want to buy a Coke, I want to buy it in this moment. I will not be waiting for my Coke until tonight, 23 hours, because the gas fees are much lower. So this is effectively a problem. I don't have an answer to that, to be honest, but I simply wanted to point out that for micropayments and microcredits, even in the P2P sector, there are challenges that blockchain could not solve. And even Other blockchains, I mean, we also tested out, we have Binance available, but not everyone wants to use Binance. We also checked out Solana, but then I have a network that maybe could be out of function like every 3 or 4 weeks, right? That is not really an option, because then I don't even choose the moment when I make the payment, and I have to wait that those guys, hopefully, is totally decentralized. You never know who it is, when it will work again or not. So that is another challenge for crypto payments and loans. So then, last but not least, of course, the crypto world is for us only one part. We are a hybrid model, so as you could see, we are connecting traditional bankings and fiat payments and crypto payments. And with Paypolitan, we're planning a spec IPO on Nasdaq. Does everyone knows what a spec IPO is? That is very simple. A spec means a special purpose vehicle. That is a small shell that is empty, has no activity, that is already listed on Nasdaq. Normally, we have $200 to $250 million in that vehicle, and we simply buy that. Well, simply, it's complex. We buy this vehicle, and then we're listed on Nasdaq. We don't have to go through all the procedure, which is normally 3 years. Especially as a young tech company, also now we have to learn that also our crypto revenues, because we're Estonian registered companies, but according to US GAAP, we have to have the timestamp. So whenever we have commission fees in crypto, it has to be accounted according to US GAAP and the moment we get this crypto. In Estonia, it's only end of the month. We put a stamp, okay, how much crypto you got? Okay, 100 Ether, timestamp on 31st of May, so it would be tomorrow. That's very easy. But in the US, it's really the second you receive that. Why do we do that? Because fintech is still, even though the market was totally overheated, crypto is still, and payments are still giving a good market opportunity. So our benchmark is PayPal and Coinbase. We're somewhere in the middle. The number is a bit outdated because it's going up and down frequently, especially PayPal, because it didn't reach the numbers proposed. But the value of a customer is between $300 for PayPal and $500 of a Coinbase something. So that is the story, and I would be glad if you follow us also on the social media and whenever you would like to invest. So there are going to be other opportunities in the crypto field, but you see also in the future in the old economy. Thank you for listening.
Before going to lunch, do you have any questions for Nils? Because you saw what Paypolitan is doing, you saw what Nils is doing. I believe it's a very good opportunity to be in the room with such a professional and to ask some questions, which normally, if you ask a consultant, will charge you many thousands of dollars or dozens of thousands of dollars, right?
I didn't say I don't charge, huh? Yes?
I have a question regarding how Paypolitan works because it's not clear to me. I think my voice is loud enough. Okay. So let's suppose I open an account with Paypolitan. I attach one of my bank accounts, okay, and maybe one wallet. I have some Ethereum in a wallet. But then I go to do shopping, right? An app. You said
Yes.
you like the Apple Pay, which I love, by the way. I don't even have cards with me. I have Apple Pay. So I go and I need to buy something. I pay for the coffee downstairs, okay? How do you actually initiate the transaction in both scenarios? From my bank account or from my crypto wallet? I'm not clear on how it works.
So yeah, actually the fiat payment, it's being implemented this summer. And this is a European framework called PSD2. PSD2, by the way, has a political background that is very actual right now. After the annexion of Crimea in 2014 by Russia, what happened? You know what happened? What did Big Brother do? The Americans cut off all Russian PayPal users. You cannot use PayPal anymore in Russia. And they also cut off all Visa and MasterCards in Crimea. So when this happened, the European Union said, "Oh, that's a very tough step. What happens if America is no longer our friend one day?" I mean, remember this other president? What was his name? Donald Trump. Yes. When Donald Trump was a president, some moments it looked like we are no longer friends with the Americans, right? Or if this guy gets crazy or is crazy eventually and takes measures against the European Union because we're talking about money, then they simply turn off all the cards. And then the European Union, they checked what are the independent European payment tools we have today. There's nothing left. All is American. Visa card and MasterCard, they control all. We had in German-speaking countries, Austria, the Netherlands, Switzerland, they had EC-Karte. You remember that one? Was purchased by Visa card, now it's VPay. But there was a European credit card, Eurocard. You remember that one? No? My dad had a Eurocard. That became MasterCard as well. So then the Europeans thought, okay, we have to strengthen European fintechs. And this is why they initiated this directive that came into force in 2018 already. And I think maybe end of this year it really would work for the first ones. But there was a problem. European Commission, I mean, I was myself 7 years a public servant, they forgot something. The POS. They did not oblige the POS to put the fintechs into the point of sale. So now, right now in June, there's the last consultation. They're gonna be something, be assured, because this is of course. So PSD2 installed in the European Union something that is called open banking APIs. That means I can access all European Union bank accounts. I don't have to ask the banks. And if I comply with encryption and security standards, they have to let me in as a fintech. So for me as a fintech, it's very good. Before PSD2, I had to go to every bank and ask, please let me in. I said, oh, who are you, Paypolitan? Go away. A little shit, I don't know you. Or you can come, but you pay 5% commission fee whatsoever. So right now, I don't pay any commission fee. For us, it's good, because we of course, we take commission fee. And secondly, I don't have to ask a permission, so every European Union bank has to let me in. And they had to build PSD2, but what happened is, of course, the banks, they don't want this. Because now we as a fintech can act like a bank without being a bank. Don't forget the bank, since the Lehman crisis in 2008, they have to have a guarantee of deposits of 30% of your money. Before, when you had 10,000 euros or 40,000 lei or 50,000 lei at Raiffeisen Bank, Raiffeisen could play with the whole money in the deposits of them. So every bank in the European Union could use all your money to gamble, the stock market and all this. And with the Lehman crisis, then it came to the point that the banks could not satisfy anymore the demand of withdrawing money from the bank accounts, from your bank account, because the moment you put money on your bank account, you give it away to the bank actually. It's I'm a lawyer by education, this like page 48 in terms of condition, this is what you always click, you never read. This is the part I always love when I open a bank account, because this is the part I would like to read. And sometimes I'm also writing to the bank, I do not agree with this and this and this. Simply wanted to know what direction I'm gonna be. So, to get back to your question, long short story. How does it work? You don't open an account with Paypolitan, very important. You have in the app, maybe we go to the first page, I think there should be. Yeah, you see here. You have here 2 bank accounts. You can put as much as the bank accounts you want. So myself, I would put 8 bank accounts. And then you select which account you want to take. Let's say you want to take Raiffeisen. And then we initiate the payment when you go and at the POS. Then we initiate the payment. It goes then from your Raiffeisen bank account to the merchant's bank account. So we're never custodian. That makes it much easier for us, because if the money would go through the accounts of Paypolitan, this would be a totally different story, and then also in terms of regulation. So a fintech is a bank light, is doing actually the same like a bank, but not all the hurdles and regulatory framework a bank has to comply with. Then when it comes to crypto, it's very simple. It's a Coinbase API, Victor. So there's an API we have there where we convert the crypto to fiat. And then you select a wallet with Ether you want to pay, and this is then converting. But with the gas fees as of today, I think it's very costly to pay a full crypto payment still. So then the Mars will cost you not 50 cents, but maybe $12 or whatsoever.
Okay, so if I go and pay with the app, you'll just send an order of transaction between my bank account that I have chosen and the bank account of the...
Yes, so we initiate this.
But this is commission free?
No, there's no commission fee from the bank. There's a commission fee from us at the end of the day. Yes, please.
First of all, I want to congratulate you about your product. What you have now is very, very nice. But what I want to know is what is the difference about your product and Revolut? This is first one. You know Revolut?
Yes, of course.
It's the same.
No,
Maybe
it's not the same.
It's not the same. This is first one. P network, if it's only the same, like this, and also Vito. This is only 3 like this, now I think about it. And also, in how many exchanges do you have this? I want to know if you have some exchanges or not. And also it's an ERC20, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't think about Cosmos or the Tron or something like this. You don't think about only Ethereum one.
So there are many questions. So let me start
Yeah,
with
okay, no problem. Take your
first,
time.
What is the main difference with Revolut?
First, let's try first one. Let's say, because I believe here people know about Revolut, yes, something. And after this, we'll try to think about, let's say, Vito or maybe P network. Everybody, I believe, here in Romania know about this. So, if you could help us with these two.
Yes. So let me start.
Thank you. And another one question, sir. Sorry. Do you are the actually?
Lunch will be at 4 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. Do you write the code, or also you are a co-founder? Do you write actually the code of the program, or you are a co-founder of this?
So let me start maybe
Thank you so much.
with the last one. I'm a lawyer by education. If I write a code, you're going to regret it very, very fast. Victor, our CTO, is here. We worked together for 12 years. Paypolitan is 48 people, and over half of them are programmers and devs. So I better give it to people who know how to code, because I have no clue. I have a good intellectual understanding. I learned this over the years. But no, I don't write the code myself. So then let's start from the beginning. Revolut is a bank. You open a bank account with them. So you have a bank account. You have an IBAN number. So very simple. You can add Revolut to Paypolitan here. You simply add the IBAN number, and then that's it. So when you use our app, you can also use Revolut, and we initiate the payment as we would do it from Raiffeisen Bank or whatsoever bank, and initiate the payment then from the Revolut bank account, and it would be sent, the funds would be sent from there to the merchant bank account. So we're not, as I said, we're not custodian, and when you don't open an account with Paypolitan, you become a user, and you add your existing bank accounts. So you will never get an IBAN number from Paypolitan. So this is totally different, because, as I said, it would change us. We are not a bank, we are fintech, and we don't intend to be a bank. Then secondly, Cosmos Tron. Of course, we're looking at those. And we understood, we created our token for the Binance network, so it's also working on BSC, because the problem with the gas fees, which I tried to explain. And Tron and Cosmos are definitely also networks and blockchains we are looking at, but we have to let's say, to be focused also. 48 people, maybe for a startup, is already a lot of people. On the other hand, I see also all we have on the agenda to be developed. We don't have enough people. Actually, we would maybe need 100 people or 200 people to cover all the blockchains. And as I said, blockchain for us is the whole crypto world is only one part. We're hybrid. So as of today, we do it because this is where we generate the revenue, but we believe that the real focus for us would be still the fiat market. We secure the transaction with blockchain technology. That is new. No one is doing this yet. They do it for the crypto transaction, but no one is securing it for fiat transactions yet. So this is something that is very new. And we have to see how we grow in the future, which blockchains we could allow. It depends also how many users they do have. Because if there is no adoption, we had a long discussion at the beginning. One of our architects, he's a veteran, he's in blockchain since 2008. So he came up with names I never heard of that might be very, very good blockchains, but simply if there's no adoption, there's no market, and we also have to maintain it. Because if there's update coming, we also have to update everything. So this would be much more work that we could handle, to be honest. Did I miss another question? Yes, yes. So the EPAN token is so far listed on 3 exchanges, on Uniswap, Bitforex, Bilex, and we're planning to put it on Bitmart and KuCoin also. But for KuCoin, Uniswap, Bilex, Bitforex. Yeah. And Nasdaq, this is kind of exchange for elderly people like me. Any other questions?
Before the next question, I would like to acknowledge the fact that Victor, the CTO of Paypolitan, is a Romanian from Iași. So we should give a round of applause both to Nils and Victor to celebrate also our talent, because we have things to show, right? The next...
Actually, the technology, we could put a stamp on it, made in Romania, because at least the architecture and all this, the concept, we developed in Iași.
Remember, the next big thing can come from anywhere, and Romania is leading this idea. So the next question...
So you're organizing Bitcoin Iași 23, right?
Yeah. Hi again. And actually, it's not a question; it's a proposal, and is related on the last question with the Tron and everything. I think we can. It's like a rhetorical question. You really need to take a look also on our technology on sourceless blockchain, because we are extremely zero fees. We are based on each node. I was speaking in Romanian, sorry for this, but we can have this talk later, because in our proposal to the market, we think that community must have a zero fee transfer, and this can solve also your little problem, because it is with the dynamic fees in the market and everything. But I will speak also with Victor. I'm also
in Romanian. I will listen carefully.
Yeah, I'm from Constanța. He's from Iași, but it's okay. So we can chat later after the event.
Okay, with pleasure.
Thanks.
That's all? No one is hungry? Because I'm very hungry, to be honest. Huh? Thank you very much. Have a great one.